Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons. Sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. Kenworth Trucks Australia and Pace Farm Eggs. G'day, I'm Fletch and welcome to the show, where this week, over 3 big days, I'm about to bring you some of the Mustang Nationals for 2025 from Mount Panorama in New South Wales in this week's Classic Restos on the road. Welcome back, the Mustang Nationals, and I'm pleased to be able to bring it to you. And it's a big thanks to the Mustang Owners Club of Australia, where all models from the early days through to current are welcome, modified or stock. This is the yearly event that binds the state clubs together under the one banner. And 2025 marks a historic milestone, 60 years of the iconic Ford Mustang. The Mustang Nationals honours this legendary journey. In terms of excitement in a venue, well, things don't get much better than from the environment of Mount Panorama here in Bathurst, New South Wales. The Mustang is the type of car, classic or in current times, that has unique styling where most people can identify it as a Mustang. In continuous production by Ford in the United States of America since 1964, the Mustang is currently the longest produced Ford car nameplate, now in its 7th generation. And the namesake of the pony car, the Mustang was developed as a highly styled line of sporty coupes and convertibles derived from existing model lines. These were initially distinguished by long hood, short deck designs, and the Mustang was agile. The racing legacy of the Mustang just in itself typifies what this legendary Ford stands for. Originally predicted to sell 100,000 vehicles a year, the 1965 Mustang became the most successful vehicle launch since the 1927 Model A. The Mustang was introduced to the public 17th of April 1964, just 16 days after the Plymouth Barracuda. Over 400,000 units were sold in its first year. The 1 millionth Mustang was sold within 2 years of its launch. Okay, this is Friday, day one, and what's going on behind me is the entrant registration. It's also a nice opportunity to see some Mustangs turning up before the big event. Saturday morning and day two of the Mustang Nationals for 2025, made possible with major sponsor Clancy Motor Group. And this morning, the Concourse judging is taking place here. And what a beautiful dealership, the perfect environment for Concourse judging. There are different categories taking place here this morning. There's Thoroughbred, Original, Modified and Resto Mod classes. How cool is this? We're back next to Mount Panorama. The Nationals has everything, even a cruise. It's around 10 a.m. on Saturday morning and the mighty Mustangs are leaving for lunch at Mayfield Garden in Oberon, just outside of Bathurst.
Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man. The Falcon Squire wagon was unloved in 1964, but turns heads today. The Americans call them woodies, but the panelling, it's just fiberglass and plastic. But it's a passion that Shannons understands, which is why my Fords are insured with Shannons. And now, so's the home.
Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
And of course, if you own a classic, it just has to be insured with Shannons. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote and a chat on 134646? And becoming a member of the Shannons Club has never been easier. For more information on the Shannons Club and more, visit shannons.com.au. In 2025, why not consider a tour of Detroit, Michigan, USA with Fletch? Detroit, it's the Motown City, the automotive epicenter. Each day is wow, wow, and more wow. Imagine experiencing where automotive history on a grand scale began. Stay in fine accommodation, taking in some of the best museums and private car collections on the planet. Book your exclusive 2025 Detroit tour with Fletch. Enquiries at DetroitClassicTours.com. Okay, it's Sunday, day 3 of the Mustang Nationals for 2025, and it's time for the show and shine. This is the 2025 Mustang Nationals. It's now my opportunity to bring you some of the finest Mustangs that you'll ever see in the country. So let the interviews begin. And it's time for Vic now. How are you?
Very well, Fletch.
That's the way. You enjoying the Mustang Nationals for 2025?
Yeah, it's been super so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're Sunday now, day 3, show and shine outside here at Mount Panorama. Lucky to have pit garage number 1 here. Usually a bit of action on the day of Bathurst, right? The big official day.
Yeah, Fletch.
Here we have a 1968 and a half 428 Cobra Jet. One of the finest examples that you'll see in the country. What can you tell us about it, Vic?
It was a drag car originally from the States, and I've still got all the time dockets and that at home that it ran over in America at the drags. That's why the 428 come out halfway through the year, because Tasker Ford used to have a drag team. They had 5 cars running serial numbers, and they had 5 cars that they sponsored, and this is one of the cars that they sponsored.
This 68 and a half, just share with us America's recipe on that idea.
Well, Tasker Ford, they used to run, they used to be 390s, and they bought them out to 428s, and they were winning everything. So Ford said, oh, well, we'll put it in production, and that's how the 68 and a half come out halfway through the year. That's why it's called 68 and a half.
They're only allowed to make so many cars each year, weren't they?
Yeah, the fuel guzzling tax was the thing.
You got to love that.
Yeah, and to get around it, they bought the year forward. That's why they're a year in front, really. Yeah. 69s come out in 68s halfway through the year. Yeah.
That's right. They always used to market the next year. They were always ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
This old girl behind us has had a bit of a hard life. You wouldn't know it now. Full resto, every nut and bolt. I love the colour scheme you've gone with here. The black and that burgundy red. That is just that's just beautiful.
That was original, Fletch, out of the factory. That was factory colour.
Beautiful car. 68 and a half. Lovely. Look at that dashboard. Look at the chrome there. Look at the bezels around the instrument cluster. What a beautiful looking car. We look at the inside, the carpets, the seats. Everything's just beautiful. You put that passenger seat forward and then opens up a whole new world. Let's come and sit in the back.
Yes. No. It's well done, yeah.
Attention to detail, as I alluded to earlier, down to the polyglass tyres as well, original, the wheels, the centre caps. Yep. You've just gone all out here. This is the way that this car should have always looked.
Well, that's right. It's got everything on that it come out of the showroom with. Not the original tyres, but same brand of tyres and everything.
It would have been through a few sets of tyres in its time.
No, it's we do everything right down to the last nut and bolt, and we buy all new old stock parts and that when we're putting them on. That's why the expense is there. Yeah.
Now, with the 428 engine here, spec-wise, have you rebuilt that to standard or a couple of little extras there?
Well, it's bored out because it's been worn a bit, but it's 20th hour over, but everything else is to spec.
Essentially the original engine.
Yeah, essentially standard, yeah.
How does it drive as a car?
Don't know, I haven't driven it.
Right. Okay.
I build them, and then seeing they're built to Thoroughbred standard, you can't afford a chip on it or anything, so therefore they're only driven from the shed into the truck, out of the shed onto a show like this.
Yeah, I did see you drive it down the ramps out of the back of the truck.
Yeah, that's about it. It's been built for 4 years and got 1.6 kilometres on it since it's been rebuilt.
You got to love that. Vic, thank you for being a big part of the Mustang Nationals for 2025 here. This year at Mount Panorama, if you were to win here this weekend, what category are we looking at?
Original class, and the highest point scorer in original class gets upgraded to Thoroughbred class next year.
Good on you, Vic.
Thank you. Thanks, Fletch.
And time now for a glorious 1966 Mustang hardtop. How are you, Dennis?
Good, Fletch. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. How are you feeling about this weekend?
It's all very daunting, mate. The detailing and preparing the vehicle for the car show, and I'm judging as well. So it's a fairly busy weekend for us all.
We've got a 1966 Mustang here. It's as straight as a gun barrel. The story of this car.
We purchased a car from the United States back in 2010, come over to Australia, come from Fremont, California. We bought it from the original owners, and from there, it all started from there as the restoration project for our newly purchased business as well.
Now, what was it like when you got it, Dennis? Because it was from the west, was it a bit sunburnt?
Extremely sunburnt. There wasn't anything that was really salvageable, so it was a full-on restoration project from the get-go.
Okay, so 66 hardtop here, of course sporting the 289, that little Windsor up front. What a beautiful engine they are. And from front to back, full restoration. Of course, the interior. Let's start there first. Give us a rundown on the interior.
So pretty much, it's as per come out of the factory. It's a pony interior. So we had a full restoration, everything from carpet to hood lining. All the seat trims are all re-trimmed. From there, all the drivetrain has been fully restored back to original condition. It was a matching numbers car, and all the tags on the vehicle are still on there. From there, after the drivetrain, it was pretty much the bodywork. So, and that went on a rotisserie, and every panel was hand stripped by hand and refinished back to its original factory condition.
And with driveline, they run a C4 box in these?
Yeah, C4 and I think it's an 8.5-inch diff, all back to factory specifications.
That's great. Now, speaking of the 289, did it still have its original engine in it when you got it?
The original engine, yeah. We picked it up from a little town, Flagstaff Hill, and I drove it back to Morphettvale, where our home was, back 15 years ago.
Seeing the car now to when you first got it, what a contrast.
Oh, my word. My wife said, "Why did you buy this car? What do you think? What's got into you to buy it?" But I could see the basis of the car and what we were able to do, and that's our trade.
Isn't it nice that, as guys, we can get into trouble for buying the cars, but down the track when we make them look a lot better, well, then we're kind of more in the good books.
That's right, and we get to enjoy it together then too as a family. Yeah. So.
Now, speaking of which, you have your wife Karen here this weekend. You've come across from Adelaide to Bathurst, and also your son Jesse as well, right?
He's in our business as well. He's just become a tradesperson, a panel beater.
All right, Dennis, thank you so much for your time here today. Beautiful Mustang. What is there not to love about this 66 hardtop? And that's the thing with Mustangs too. There are so many codes and variants and options, and it was amazing the options available for Mustangs back in the day.
Yes, correct. There was lots of probably 15 to 17 odd options that you could buy at the time. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Dennis.
No worries. Thank you, Fletch. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, mate. How are you, Karen?
Good, thank you, Fletch.
That's good. Now, when you saw the car through your eyes, when Dennis brought it home, what was the reaction?
Really? You're going to fix that?
How do you feel today?
Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, they've done an amazing job. Yeah, they've restored every nut, bolt and panel work. Yeah, they've done a stunning job.
It's just gone from this, what have you done, to now a member of the family.
Yeah, it's been a family affair. Our kids as little tackers were sanding panels and it was a whole family event at the time.
Yeah, that's lovely. Now, through your eyes, tell me, what do you love so much about this car?
I love the colour and just the attention to detail that they've put in it. Like they clean it to an inch of its life, like weeks and weeks before the Nationals, and then a whole couple of days here.
Be cleaner than your house, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Karen, thank you for being a part of this interview for the Mustang Nationals for 2025. Keep up your great work and enjoy this gorgeous 66.
Thank you, Fletch.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Your story began in 1971. It's part of an endless tapestry that tells the story of our nation. It connects innovators to artisans, forests to houses, from the largest of operations to the smallest of outcomes. It's heritage. It's a legacy.
Time for a September 1966 build now. How are you, Neil?
Good, thank you, Fletch. Very well.
That's the way, mate. Now, you've driven a bit of distance. Share with us where you've come from.
Well, we've come from Melbourne. We came up from Melbourne on Friday.
Okay, tell us the history about the 66 convertible car.
66 convertible car. We bought this in the States in 2011. It was at a place called Clearwater, which was about 100 mile north of Detroit. We contacted the guy, and he happened to be a priest. And
I hope you're on your best behaviour then, Neil.
yeah, he said, no, I mostly used the car to drive the homecoming queen down the street in the parade. When I sort of rolled my eyes and thought, oh, God, okay. But, we took it for a bit of a drive, paid a deposit and came back to Australia.
Yeah, you made a donation and you got out of there, yeah.
Yeah, it took us about 6 months to get the car back because he was always off saving the third world somewhere. So we eventually settled up and we got it back in about mid-2012. Basically in the condition it's in now.
Okay, now, engine-wise, what have you done up front, if anything?
Engine-wise, it's got a Edelbrock 1403 Carbion, 500 CFM, Edelbrock manifold, Hedman headers, a couple of Flowmaster mufflers and Petronics in the distributor, and alloy radiator and electronic fan.
Good on you, mate. I like what you've done on the outside where you've just kept everything, pretty well period correct. The car looks nice. It really does. And paintwork's good. Original interior as well, or would that have been thrown in later?
No, that was original interior.
It's got great history, and obviously it means a lot to you. From this point onwards, just keeping the car as is, I hope?
Yes, I think we've done all we really want to do with it. Maybe replace the shock absorbers at some stage, that's about it.
Well, keep up, as we said earlier in the interview, this is a driver. Turnkey, go 1,000 Ks, and that's a big thing, so congratulations on that, Neil.
Thanks, Fletch. Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, and your wife Dee as well, you go everywhere together?
Yes, we do, yeah, generally. She does a lot of the driving. She's a bit quicker than me, so...
So she does the work on the car, does most of the driving. Yeah, you just, sit back and... Pay the bills.
Yes.
A pleasure catching up with you, Neil. Thank you, mate.
Pleasure, Fletch. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the 2025 Mustang Nationals here at Mount Panorama.
Cheers.
You know the feeling when you see something at times and you get a bit stuck for words or lost for words? Well, that's where I'm at now. How are you, Paul?
I'm very well, thanks, Fletch.
That's the way. Thank you very much for bringing this beautiful 67 GT500 along. Concourse car.
Pleasure.
Okay, you've got a bit of a story. All of these cars, all of our classic cars have stories. We always like to know a bit of history of when they were first sold to present day. So what can you tell us about this one?
Okay, the car was sold new in New York. That's a bad thing to a certain extent because they put salt on the road there with, so rust is an issue with any of those sort of cars out of those sort of places. It then, I don't know its full history in America, but it was then taken to the Philippines, probably with a serviceman. And then a friend of mine bought it off a colonel in the US Army in the Philippines, used it for a while in the Philippines, and then later on brought it into Australia.
The photo album that you brought along, that explains the story there.
Yeah, it was sort of a long road. I mean, it was a 13-year restoration, and I originally never intended to restore it to the level that it's restored now. But some things happened in my life that changed things, and I took it on myself to restore it. And if I was going to do that, I wanted to achieve the highest level of judging that I could. So you tend to put a lot of work into these things, and yeah, it's achieved its results.
Now, it's got to be about mindset with a Concourse car, because they are trailered around, you don't drive them, and you don't have the urge to want to get in and drive it, correct?
Yeah, you've got to get a certain amount of pleasure out of the actual judging scenario as much as the usage. Some of these cars, it's the pleasure of owning them as much as driving them. I mean, I've been very fortunate in my life that I've got more than one, so I can afford to sort of, or be prepared to leave one go that I don't have to drive on a regular basis. But yeah, Concourse cars are, particularly at the level that this car's at Thoroughbred class, it's a mindset that, well, yeah, I can't use this car every day and I've got to keep it clean and that sort of stuff.
This is an amazing car. Here at the Nationals for 2025, here at Mount Panorama this year, I don't think that there's one bad car here, Paul, to be quite honest.
No, there wouldn't be. No. It's a credit to the organisers, the Mustang movement. The club's a very, very strong club, Australia-wide, and the New South Wales club particularly. But yeah, it's a credit to the organisers. They've done a great job.
They're all great people too. Everybody coming up and how friendly everybody is. The dinner last night, just a real fantastic bunch of people. And to think that cars have come from Perth and Adelaide and all over Australia, obviously here to represent this national event. It's a fantastic effort. Paul, thanks again.
Thanks, Fletch. Pleasure.
Paul reckons he's nervous. He's not the only one with the length of title on this car. What do we got, Paul?
So it's a 71 Mach 1. It's a 429 Super Crobberjet car with a top loader, 4-speed Hurst shifter and a drag pack rear end. It's 411 rear end in it.
There you go. Now 1971, this would have to be the last of the 429s, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep. Yeah.
And leaving factory with the 411 rear.
With the 411 rear straight out of the factory.
They didn't want you doing any freeway work.
Nothing, straight down the drag strip. Yeah, so.
And not a silly question, but the 429 perform well?
Yeah, it really goes well. It's got the hydraulic lifters in it, so it's it's a bit different, and yeah, they souped it up a little bit more.
Trying to get the power down, Paul, without some wheel spin in the back would be a bit of a challenge, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is a challenge, but I'm not game enough to try.
That's good. It's just about enjoying these things, isn't it? Okay, so we've got something pretty rare here. I wouldn't imagine that there's many of these in Australia, not with the 429 fit out.
No, there's probably only 2 or 3 that I know of. There's probably a couple more hiding away, but yeah, there's certainly not many around, especially with this drivetrain. There was only 179 made.
All right, Paul, tell us the story. How long have you had it and where is the car from?
Okay, so I've had the car for 5 years now. It's come from in the US, so I got it from Texas. So it's been through probably 3 different car collectors. So the car was painted and probably just done the outside paint in 94, and freshened up in the engine. Yeah.
A bit of a sympathetic type respray.
Yeah, all the interior, everything's all original, so it's all original in everything.
It's good to see it's still a left hook car. It hasn't been converted. That's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. So that's what I like about it. Just keep it nice and original and untouched. So Yeah.
Awesome stuff, Paul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fletch. That's very nice. Thank you for inviting us in.
No, I appreciate your time. And someone told me you were very nervous before the interview. How are you feeling now?
No, it's good now. Yeah, no, it's very relaxing. Thank you so much. Yeah, you made it easy.
The enormity. How mighty was it? Just some of the 2025 Mustang Nationals here at Mount Panorama in Bathurst, New South Wales. I have been very pleased to bring you just some of it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next week, no matter where you're watching Classic Restos from, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch. Thanks for watching. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons. Sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. Kenworth Trucks Australia and Pace Farm Eggs.